Greetings, family. How are ya? How are ya? How are ya? I hope everyone is feeling well. Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to another episode. This is a New Year's special. Just want to make sure that's clear. This is a New Year's special. And I'm not going to be too long, but I want to make sure that I am strong in what I present in regards to the numbers and the power of using I am and the interpretation of numbers. And of course, this is for the new you, the new year, and it will be broadcast on the Numerovation Nation and King Simon Presents. And remember, the numerology stuff, the newest numerology stuff, will be moved to Numerovation Nation, the Numerovation Nation. So make sure you subscribe and be a part of the evolving of numerology and how we consult people. Not just about reading, but consulting people, advising people on their moves and how to take each one of their numbers and their interpretations to the next level. And I will be coming out of my book, and that's going to be Numerovation for Mental Stability. And more than likely, I will be coming out of the book Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. That's Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. Okay? Just want to say Happy New Year and Happy New You to every one of you, because it is a new 2021 year that we're ushering in and going into strongly. And I want to make sure everybody stays real focused and get ready and stay optimistic because of the numbers, the 2021 adds up to that number 5. So staying optimistic, staying versatile, stay being open for changes, whether it's drastic changes and all the different things that may come with a number 5 year, but making sure that your mindset is on a higher level, okay? To avoid the madness, so to speak. Of course, in the beginning of this, I already shared all of my advertisers for the new year. Some is not with us. Some will probably come back later, but I've shared all of them so far. And I hope that each one of you would support those advertisers. Okay? And please, by all means, support them and show them love. First, I want to say the power of using I am. I've heard people like the great Reverend Ike speak about this. I've heard different videos and different YouTube broadcasts about the power of I am. Of course, the scripture speaks about the great I am. And once we all recognize that the I am is referring to you, the individual, and once we understand why we need to put I am in front of every positive word or positive motivating word or numerovating word, it's very important that we use this on a continual basis to help put things in a proper perspective for our growth and development. This is very serious to me, but I'm happy that I am one that is willing to continue to evolve, continue to learn, and to continue to move forward with numerovation. And that's why my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, is so important. And you can get it. Can get the hardcover. If you want the hardcover, it takes a little longer to get to you. Just gonna let you know, I send it straight from Lulu, and they got their own protocols and all that. So it takes a little longer, but you can go through my website for the hardcover. It will not be signed. I signed all the other books already that was sent out. First people that bought the first set of books, they got them all sent out and was signed. And get the hardcover on kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com/products. And if you want to get Amazon, go to Amazon. You can get it through Amazon. Get the soft cover on Amazon.com. Okay? That's Amazon.com. Good. I hope everybody got that as we continue. Now, since I am was referred to in the scripture as the creator calling itself the great I am, we got to remember that even in scripture, it says that we are reflections of this great creator, whether male or female, whatever you may call it. At this time, there was different times when it was called different names. The creator was called different names, whether it's Allah, whether it's Yahweh, or whether it's Jehovah, whatever you call it. But we must remember that the creative force bred into us, bred into us, and we became a living soul. And that we are also this divine entity having a human experience. Some may say God having a human experience. Wonderful. So what has separated us from this godhood? Because we don't recognize the power of using the I am principle that's written in scriptures. And the I am principle that's connected to the energy source that we all came from. That's why you see successful motivational speakers or successful motivational preachers. They understand the energy of the I am and they use it to their best ability. So that's why I am showing you or giving you the or displaying my version of the power of using I am and the interpretation of numbers. And many of you will take it to higher levels. Many of you will stay at your own level. Some of you may even descend, because sometimes in your descent is where you find that you need to find certain things in that darker moment or those descending moments, so you can actually pull up one day in your life to take yourself to another level. Because I know I've went into the deepest, darkest parts of myself, and it was in those moments that I found strength to come back, or some type of longevity or need to have longevity of life here in this realm to accomplish major goals and accomplish different things to help others move through this realm until they're ready to transition, because it's all about the transition. It's all about the next level, and that's the transitional level. So the I am and the interpretations of numbers, coming from my book on page 12, Numerovation for Mental Stability, where I run through the basic numbers from 0 to 1, 0 to 9, and also 11, 22. I run through those numbers. And In another portion of my book, I run through zero all the way to 31, because we know there's usually 31 days in every month, or some have 29, some has 30. But I made sure I covered those bases in another phase of my book, and that phase of the book is phase 7, awareness and introspection. But right now coming from the basic of phase 1 of numerovation, motivation with numbers. Okay? And I want people to focus on the one words that I say about their number. Because if I give people too much words, you could read my books, or you could read one of my teachers' books, Lloyd Strayhorn, or you could read my other book, Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. And you'll get 1 or 2 or 3 or multiple words that you can use. But the one words that I give you, if you focus and study and apply that to the I am principle, then in the I am energy and principle, you will then become it. It can take short time, it could take a long time, but as long as it starts to germinate in you, if you constantly use the I am principle, because anything that follows I am is what you can become in your right mind. And if you fully not just believe it, but know it, since we are in that age of the Hopi or the Aquarian age, that's the age of knowing, not believing anymore. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Some say set you free, but it still says ye shall know the truth. So we're in the age of the knowing. And once you, at one point of time of my life, and once you get that, then you can utilize it at any levels of your life. It could be a low level, high level. You could take it to the extreme, international, wherever you want to go. But we're in the age of technology where you can reach people internationally even better now than ever. So, like I said, I want you to focus. This is January 1st, 2021. I want you to focus on one word that I give. I might say 1 or 2, but I really want to give one word, and I'm going to give all the positive words, not the negative. I'm going to give you all the positive words. Although I have the lower frequency words that you should avoid being under each number, because they do have other connection. Everything, where there's a hot, there's a cold. Where there's a up, there's a down. It has to have duality. So, and I won't be here that long. I just want to make sure I share this with all of you out there that's tuning in, because I know it can be helpful if we learn to apply certain things. If you want to book a session today or for the new year, you are what you feed your mind. And Numerovation is good food for your thoughts. You can text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. If you live outside of the United States, please use WhatsApp. Again, I will repeat, if you live outside of the United States, that means if you live in Canada, if you live in the Caribbean, if you live in Africa, if you live in the UK, if you live anywhere outside of the United States, please use WhatsApp and text me via WhatsApp. Okay? At 347-496-1022. Okay? Beautiful. Now let's get back to our regular scheduled program. So, the power of using I am has been very favorable and helpful to me over the years, because if you would have asked me 30 years ago, when I was in the Ansar law community, or when I was going through religious organizations at a certain period of my time, you couldn't have told me that I would have either written a book or written 4 books now, going to write 10, or been on major stages in front of 20,000 people or 10,000 people, or hosting major shows with some of the major reggae and soca artists in the world with receipts. I have picture proof of all this. If you go into my book, my first book, no promotion is bad promotion and all publicity is good publicity. Just spell my name right. You'll find it in those books. You'll find it in that book. So I have receipts. I ain't playing with none of y'all. I have the receipts. Again, so the power of I am going to be was in my mind because I was studying this for a long time, the I am. And when you use the I am in connection to the numbers that you're born under, whether you're born under the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7, the 8, the 9, the 11, 22, or anything connected to that number 0, the 10, the 20, or the 30th of the month. Because in my studies and my system of numerovation, I call the 10, 20, and 30 master number potentials. And that only means that they have the potential to be masters. And when they overcome whatever extremities of the negative, they can be the master number that they're supposed to be, because 0 adds that mastery to it. 0 is that messenger number that adds higher potential, higher insight, higher guidance, higher awareness, but it has it from its extreme level. So they can be extremely negative, or extremely positive, extremely low, and extremely high. It depends on the individual and how they was raised and how they was trained. That's why I start off with 0. And 0 in my book is what I've said before, is called the seed or the womb. And the word that I would definitely, or the 2 words that I would definitely put to it, that I think everyone born under or connected to that 0, whether you're born on the 10th, the 20th, or the 30th of the month, is infinite potential. That's the word that people born on the 10th, the 20th, and the 30th, they should consider that infinite potential, because the 0, when utilized properly, can bring infinite potential in anyone's life that's born under the 10th, 20th, and the 30th of the month. And there's some great people that I can name that has used that 0 very well. There's some great people in consciousness that is rising in their consciousness in the so-called quote unquote conscious community that I can name, that I've seen them grow over the years, and they're born either on the 10th, the 20th, or the 30th of the month. I won't even say names, because it's not about names. It's about you that may be born on the 10th, the 20th, or the 30th of the month. Now, with those born on the 1st, or the 19th, or the 20th, or the 10th, and the 10th, because it's connected to the 10th, but I specifically said about the 0 first, with the 10 people born on the 10th, the 20th, or the 30th. But those born under the number 1 or connected to the number 1 frequency, you should focus on, let's focus on the word original, originality, being original. Because 1 is that leading number that comes out of the 0. It's the initial energy to emerge out of the 0 vibration that deals with originality, being a leader in some way. But focus on those 2 words, and whatever capacity that you can be original in, whether original creating, whether original music, whether original dance steps, whether original dance move, whether original, be original. Number one, people born on the 1st, 10th, the 19th, or the 28th of the month. Think about being original. People born on the number 2. Focus on your intuition. Being intuitive and being able to tap into your intuition of how you deal with people, on how you move in life, and how you deal with relationships on multiple levels, whether it's job, intimate relationship, family relationship, whatever relationship that you may be dealing with. Focus on your intuition. Number 2, people born on the 2nd, 11th, 20th of the month, the 29th of the month. Anything that adds up to that number 2. Although I've been saying that the 20, the 10, and the 30 has their master number potential because of that 0, but because it adds up to a number 2, that number and master numbers like 11 or 22, but because of anything that adds up to the number 2, focus on that intuition. That's where some of your deepest and strongest superpowers is, to be able to intuitively, or your gut feelings, pick up on things, your spidey senses pick up on things. Learn to utilize that to its highest potential, number 2. And then people born under the number 3, creativity is one of the primary words that I talk about with the number 3. Being willing to express and be creative in whatever you do. So look that, and I'm talking to everybody, look those words up and find out the different definitions of each and every word that I say under each and every number. Because the more you study the word, the more it becomes you, and the more it starts to germinate you, but you put I am in front of it. I am creativity. I am intuition. I am original. I am infinite potential. All those things that I just mentioned in all the other numbers. So 3, creativity and expression. So I am expressive creativity. And take it to whatever level you want to take it to. But it has to start germinating and growing in you like a seed planted. Most seeds look like they're oval shape, or look like the 0, or the looking like the womb shape. So if that's the case, then you need to germinate that seed in you so it can grow so it can benefit you. Number 3, and those are people that are born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st of the month, and the 30th of the month. Anything that deals with that 3 energy. Going to the number 4. 4 is the number of foundation laying or structure. So I am structured. I am a foundation layer. Because 4s are the ones that work very hard. But 4s also have to protect their mind. They have to maintain their discipline. So because 4 is the groundwork that manifests from the 3 vibration, 4s are the builders that need to build from the ground up in order for them to maximize and be their greatest, number 4. So anybody born on the 4th, the 13th, 22nd, or the 31st of the month would be connected to the number 4. Remember, 11 and 22 are still master numbers, but the lower octave of the 11 and 22 is the number 2 for the 11 and the number 4 for 22. So we got to pay attention to that because it still exists. And some people go straight, people that be born on the master numbers or the master number potential usually by default goes towards the number that it adds up to, like 1 plus 1 equals 2, or 2 plus 2 equals 4. They by default, because they wasn't taught how to handle the energy or the interpretations of the master number. Because numbers are a symbol that all has an energy connected to them that can be utilized for good or evil, so to speak, and for highs or lows, depending on the individual. That's why I wrote the book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, because I give the highs and the lows, what you should avoid and what you should be using. Now, going to the number 5, because that's another form of expansion outwardly from the 4 energy. The words that they should be willing to use is, or live with the I am. They must be, I am adaptable. They got to be willing to adapt to whatever given situation that comes, because 5 represents that adaptability. It's that freedom lover, yes. It's that traveler, yes. But adapting to the different things that may entail or may be a part of this freedom that they're living. They have to learn to adapt and be willing to adapt when it's time. So I am adaptable, number 5. I'm willing to adapt in any given situation so you can support your freedom that you love so much, number 5. And those are people born on the 5th, the 14th, or the 23rd of any month. Then we have number 6. And these are for people born on the 6th, 15th, or the 24th of any month. Number 6 is known as the counseling or the healer. 6, because you're so nurturing, because people might come to you for their counsel. 6s need to heal through balance because they are healers. They are healers, and most even numbers are healing numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8 are healing numbers because those are, in certain system of numerology, are the feminine numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8, and even 9 is a higher advancement of healing because 9 engulfs all the numbers that came before it. It takes it all in. That's why 9 is known as that higher thoughts and universal love and universal symbol, but we ain't get there yet. But 6, I am the healer, or I am a healer. Stay with that 6 because you're supposed to help heal and bring balance to others that need it, especially within yourself and especially within your family. And everything that I've said deals with self, and then you start to give forth that energy to others. So I'm talking about every number, every interpretation that I gave for all the other numbers. Remember, you got to remember that it starts from within and then you share it outside of you. 7, that's people born on the 7th, the 16th, and the 25th of the month. They are the number of deep thinkers, but also spirituality. So they have to realize that I am spirituality. I am spiritual. That's the I, and in that they should follow that spiritual concept and say, I am spiritual. Because once they tap into the spirit, they can bring all things to fruition. Because they're very analytical and it can be deep thinkers. Like the number 4, they have to protect their mind so they don't fall under any depression. Whatever they're going into deep as far as in their thinking, they have to protect their mind and go into their deep thinking positivity. So I am spiritual, or I am spirituality would be a good affirmation for the number 7. And we go to the number 8. 8, people born on the 8th, 17th, or the 26th of the month. This is very interesting because 8 is usually known as the material wealth prosperity number. And it is. But it's also known as the old soul ways and practicality. So if it's wealth that you're looking for, then I am wealthy would be nice to use. I am prosperous would be nice to use for the number 8. I am an old soul would be nice to use. So focus on, if it's prosperity you're looking for, then I am prosperous. I am prosperous. That's the focus for people born on the 8th, 17th, or the 26th of the month. Then those born on the 9th, and that's people born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th of the month. 9 is universal love, higher thoughts, compassion, and awareness. So the 9 should really focus on universal, I am higher thoughts. I am higher thoughts. I am higher thoughts, because there was a reason why the Chaldeans, those of darker hue, those beautiful melanated people, there was a reason why they did not show the 9 in their number system. And the reason is because 9 was of high regards. 9 was a high regards, and people mistakenly like to say that, 9 was supposed to be about 9 ether, and the 8th is, they don't understand. The Chaldeans, before Pythagorean, understood the 9. A lot of things about the 0 and the 9 was understood by melanated people much longer than Pythagorean. He decided to put out the 9, because remember, these sciences were secretive, because they knew a lot of people would not be ready for them or want to know how to use them. So, if people not studying the history of Pythagoras and why he left and studied for 22 years outside of Greece or Rome, wherever he came from, you know what I'm saying? And then came back and brought this to his people and started having followers, and the Pythagorean school or society started having, they were secretive. They kept it a secret because a lot of people wasn't ready for these type of mathematical science or astrological science, because Chaldea was definitely known for astrology also. And their parents before that, was known for astrology and numerology, knowing the numbers. So people that don't understand that 9 was a very sacred number because it represented higher love and higher thoughts and higher compassion and higher awareness on one side, while on the other side of the 9, the duality of the 9 could be war, confrontation, explosions and explosive temper and all that kind of stuff. So they put 9 at a high regards, and that was our own melanated people, which we call the Chaldeans. And even the people before them, or who they came from. You know what I'm saying? Because it gets older and older and older. So, and what's so fine, what I found so interesting in the Nigerian system of numerology that I was studying, Zero is in their chart. The zero is in their chart under the Nigerian system out of a brother named Ife Maja. He wrote it in his book of dreams about something that was passed down from generation to generation, and it was a numbers chart with the zero in it. And they were using those particular numbers with the zero in it for dreams. And one day I'm going to discuss, but I lost that book on my last trip to Texas. I lost the ball, Greyhound lost all my stuff, but it's all right. Moving right along. So people born under the number 9, I am higher thoughts. Use those words. I am higher thoughts. Because if you're thinking at a higher thoughts, then you'll be able to understand what is going on around you, even in your family. Keeping yourself on a higher thought pattern, higher loving, higher understanding of all things around you. People born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th of the month. 11. Master number 11s. Because 11 is that doorway of higher inspiration, what follows I am should be I am visionary. I am visionary. I am visionary. Or I am receptive. But I am visionary is powerful because 11 is that master visionary number that helps us to see. So most 11s are very highly intuitive and see things that other people don't see. I am visionary for the number 11 and those born on the 11th of any month. And remember, each one of these numbers is those born under those numbers in any month, dealing particularly with the personal number, which is the date you were born. People born on the 22nd, that's a practical, sensitive, higher achiever. So it's known as the master builder. But I want you, as a person born on the 22nd, I am inspiration. I am inspiration. I have more in my book now. There's much more when you go through my book and you see wherever 22 is. When you go to and get this book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, or when you get this book, that's the other book. When you get this book, Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. And even in this book, I talk about health and all the numbers. These are all the good books that you can get that can help give you guidance. And any other numerology book that you want. I'm not the is all or be all. Everybody has their own their own interpretation, and they all have their connection from those people's perspective. That's why I tell my participants in my class that they need to study. And once they study, whatever they gravitate to, it's what it will become part of them in their studies. That's why I created Numerovation, because I use numbers and motivational principles. So back to the 22, please, 22, recognize who you are, but be inspired. So I am inspirational. I am inspired. And all these things that I've said to you, you keep on meditating on that, creating affirmations on that until the DNA explosion finally happens, because it will happen. If you are serious and if you really know that you want it to work for you, it will happen. It will happen. Okay? All right, brothers and sisters, I hope you enjoyed what was said. And of course, you have advanced numbers and multiple combinations of numbers. Like I said, 10, 20, 30, 11, 22, 33. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 10, 10, 11, 11, 20, 20. It keeps on going and they all can be used, especially if you're constantly seeing numbers popping up in your life. I always relate it to when I do a session with somebody and they tell me that these numbers keep on popping up. It's good for me to know their name, the numbers connected to their name, and the numbers connected to their birthday, because usually if you're seeing these constant numbers around this certain time, that means it's revealing something that is in connection with your name or your birthday, and or the year that you're in, or the month that you're in, or the day that you're in. That's why when people say they've seen, multiple numbers, sequences of time, I always ask, what was the last number that you've seen? Not the ones you seen last year or 2 months ago. Now, what was the last number you seen as before you spoke to me? And then we interpret that number and break down those numbers each one at a time and show them how it's connected to them in some form or fashion. Whether it's in their name, it could be in their first, their middle name, their last name, or it could be in their birthday, whether it's at dealing with the alignment, the personal number, the year number, whatever. It can be connected. It usually are connected to you in some form or fashion, giving you some guidance that you need. All right? So family, I love and respect you. Happy New You. Happy New Year. Again, if you want to do a Numerovation session with me, please text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. 347-496-1022. And if you live outside of the United States, use WhatsApp. If you live outside of the United States, use WhatsApp. That means if you live in the Caribbean, if you live in England, if you live in Canada, if you live in China, if you live in India, use WhatsApp. All right. Once again, let me big up all the sponsors, but I'm going to big them up just by flashing them after I flash my products. And of course, numbers are simple. Our children's health is important. Another book of mine, No Promotion is Bad Promotion. All publicity is good publicity. Just spell my name right. Numbers are simple. People are complicated. And when you support these last 3 books that I just showed you, you support Dr. Africa and you support myself. So you support Dr. Africa's legacy and his wife, and you support me because he and his wife are the publishers of this book, and this book. Okay? So make sure you support those books definitely. And if you're going to join my class, make sure you have those books also. Make sure you have at least this one and this one. If you're going to join my class, that's coming up in February, and this one, of course. Make sure you have Numerovation for Mental Stability. Order it on Amazon. Order all of them on Amazon. It comes quicker, just in case. I'm cool. Finance will come directly to me when it's time. The classes are coming up. The holistic Numerovation course will be coming up. The BAT method. Oh, yeah, that's my method. Ooh, it's going to be beautiful. But if you do want to learn the basics and get a certification under the basics, Lloyd Strahan is teaching his classes. He got 2 classes on his website. So make sure you check that his website, drinking some tea, Lloyd-Strahan.com. That's www.lloyd-strahan.com. After you take his basic classes, then you come and learn the BAT method from me. Oh yeah, beyond, around, tracking, and hearing the numbers. Why do we do this? How do we see beyond? How do we look around? How do we track the trajectory? And how do we hear these numbers? Why do we hear these numbers? Then you come to me, all right? If you want real estate or you want some real estate advice, please contact this beautiful sister, Janelle Lewis, at 347-866-1153 and tell them King Simon sent you. My partner in Vive, of course, will be back in 2021. New and improved. Empress Aisha Moore, big up to her and what she does. And let me see. What else do I have to promote? What else do I have to promote? Oh, definitely got to promote my sister here, pedalwise.com. Look, we're going to have a new code for pedalwise.com, a King Simon code. Okay, so look out for that in this month. King Simon 2021, more than likely with a new code. That's pedalwise.com. Great products. I've been taking all her products through this whole reset, and it's been very helpful. And she got a very good antiviral product for both men and women and children if you want. Okay, so make sure you support her. Again, make sure you get my new books on Amazon, or if you want the hardcover, it takes a little longer. Letting you know that from now, because I have to go through Lulu, and they take their protocols. They got to print, all that stuff. It could take 13 working days or more. All right. But Amazon, they're a big conglomerate. They doing their thing. Amazon got everything with them. So they send my book a little faster. Okay. So enough respect to them. Look out for my Numerovational flybys. That's when I come online unexpectedly and I break down some numbers. You know what I'm saying? I do it on YouTube. I just did one recently on YouTube. So the Numerovational flyby on YouTube with the Numerovator, Brother King Simon. And watch me on IG, the Numerovational flyby on IG. I'm also going to develop one for Facebook. So I'll be doing those Numerovational flybys just to motivate people in the different numbers and the days that we're in, and keep ourselves on a higher level. I don't want y'all to think 2021 is going to be the worst. No. It's going to be worse for them, but not worse for the mind that knows and understands that life is what you make it. Oh, darling, my dear, strive to make it. I know that you will. Ragamuffin love, come give me the ragamuffin love. You remember them songs there? That's an old reggae song, that. All right, so one love, one aim, one destiny, family. This has been the power of using I am and the interpretation of numbers. I love and respect you. Happy New Year. Stay focused, stay out of trouble, stay healthy, and stay on a higher optimistic vibe, because number 5 represents adaptable, expressive, and expansive, but it also represents being versatile and being willing to adapt in 2021. Pay attention. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are tuning into this. All right? Peace and love. King Simon is out of the building. A lot of mercy. Oh, but I'm sorry. I forgot. Close my prayers. Oh, let's pray, people. Let's pray. Let's close with a prayer. How can I not pray? Pray and leave out Dr. Blair's prayer. How can I not do that? Okay, but before we do that, if you want to continue supporting Dr. Blair's legacy, please go to his official website, www.themetacenter2.com, for books, ELF protectors, products, and much more. Support Dr. Blair. His transitional date is coming up at the end of January. January 31st is when he transitioned. And he was born February the 13th. And he was in his critical cleansing cycle at that time. So elders in their critical cycle, you have to pay attention to them. And during that cycle, for all of us, we got to pay attention to our health, our attitudes, what we need to cleanse out of our lives and all that, the detox, whatever. Be very mindful during the critical cleansing cycle, like I am being very mindful during my critical cleansing cycle. All right? So let's close out with a prayer. Please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind my spirit and my soul to receive only truth and your love now. Thank you very much, Dr. Blair, for the love, for the prayer, for everything that you've done. I mean, Ashe. Love you all, family. Be safe. Once again, I am